Dan's feet over the edge of the table here, that's okay. It's more important for me to have this space at the top of the table. If his head's way at the top of the table, when I'm working, if I'm doing any sort of movement, see how my hands are on the table? This isn't really costing me that much. Dan, move this way a little bit now, just so we can show. If he's here, now I've really got to lift this head. It's now not just on the table. I can't brace at my elbow and kind of push up. So this is a lot more work for me. This is heavy. So it's going to get you back where we were. So I like to use something like this instead. If you could, just get the center of your head just a little further down, please. Thank you so much. On the sheet that I laid on the bed, and that's kind of helpful. We did this yesterday, so I'm not going to do it long, but I want to show for those who weren't here yesterday. One of the things we can do, this is really good for the neck, is for us to get an idea of how much the client's going to let go, for one thing. How much they're going to just go ahead and be into the moment, and to get an idea of how well the neck moves if they can let go. Most people can do a big job of this. What I like to do is get this sheet, and it has to be most definitely on the occipital ridge, or on this bony part of the back of the head. It can't be in the neck. That would hurt. It can't be in the front. It'll fall off. I saw people have it like really wide. It just seems unwieldy to me. So I like it, the sheet folded in 3. Pull it up, bend your knees, and lift up slowly. You don't have to lift very far. Just get that little bit of space. Turn one way. See how far the head goes. And Dan's really good at letting go of his neck. Get to the end, hold for a minute. Come back to the middle. Stop. Go the other way. See if you feel like there's any difference in his head going one direction or the other. Seems like he moves pretty well both ways. A little stretch at the end. Give him the top. Now I can also do side bending. See how he goes that way. And you see I'm trying to use my body rather than just strength. Here I'm actually having to shuffle my feet to go further. So this could be a good way of just getting that neck loosened up. Just get him ready for the massage. Of course, set him down very gently. And if you're doing the spa thing, bam, bam, you would go ahead and work on the neck or the chest or whatever. Routines, I like sort of exploring what's going on, but there is a set way I like to explore, and this is to go ahead and go down. First thing is to go to T1 or cervical 7, and just do little circles around the spinous prominence there. I'm going to get just a touch of oil. Oil okay, Dan? I don't like to use that much, especially in the head area. There's plenty of oil. There's plenty. Your hands tend to glide pretty well. A little's good though. Okay? Very little. So I always want to make contact first. Scooping under. Now you push your hands against the table. That's how you get underneath there. Push your hands against the table. And just come making those circles. That's the way you do it. And if you want, get broader, flatter hands and go all the way up the head. All the way up to the head. Slow down again. So we've got tiny circles, and then we go broad, flat hands. Stop a second. We get in that laminar groove, and we just start to pull back. Oh, that's good. The L-M-I-N-A. I read the R, didn't I? That's being hit. Lamina. So why don't you put a number by that? 1 by T1 to 7, 2 by broad flat hands. And you see how slow I'm coming up. I'm feeling for things. 3 for laminar groups. So I'm not, even though I was talking to you guys, I'm slowly moving my hands up, and if I feel a sort of sticking point, I'm just letting my body move to try to get past that. If I feel something that really is heavy, I'll just stay there a second. Just keep drifting up. Like we did yesterday, we get to the top of the head. This is a neck class, but that area where all the muscles are connecting here in the occipital ridge, great. Come on to the side if you want to see that. Just kind of scrape this. All the way up to the SCM. And we'll just turn and do the other side. And we'll just scrape. And then just make nice. You can put make nice. trip up laminar lane. Just come right back, go 3 again, laminar groove again. Or you can put 6, yeah. And this time it's totally different than last time. It's a lot easier run this time. Still find some places where there's some sticking. I'll turn the head a little bit, just jump back and forth. It's the lock and the key sort of thing, the key and the lock sort of thing where you're just trying to pick where it moves best. And as I'm deciding what I'm going to do next, I'm just holding them. Then I decide, I think I'm going to go ahead and work on that SCM. Put his hand here, get his head turned. I'm going to go ahead and go SCM all the way up to the clavicle, down the clavicle, over the shoulder, through the trap, back to the SCM. We can call those SCM circles. Okay? Let's do that a couple times. So notice my elbow goes way out wide. I don't want my wrist to bend too much. So my elbow goes way out wide. My hands are pretty flat. There's not much pressure. Lean into it. And I'm following the path that goes to the sternum. Get to the sternum, get to the clavicle, come back around. Encompass that joint, the whole shoulder joint. Back along the trap. You can get a little grab if you want to there. You don't have to. Back up. All the way to the SCM, to the mastoid process. A little massage there. We'll do it one more time. I've seen people do this 6, 7 times. Pick whatever works for you and whatever works in your head. And do that. Okay. When I come back, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a little melting of the mastoid process. Now, if I felt Dan's SCM needed a little work, and a little more work, then I'd go ahead and just start doing some pinching. So we'll say, what's a better way than pinching? Grab. Gently grabbing the SCM and pulling upwards. Dan, is that too throaty?
No, it's fine.
Squeezing. SCM squeezes. There you go. And then I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to try to give some real definition to the posterior edge of the SCM. So I'm really kind of lifting gently, but getting on that bottom edge there. And let me show the camera here too. So just getting underneath here. All the way back. I don't want Dan to be lopsided, so I'm just going to do some of the things we did on the other side to him here. SCM. Clavicle, around the shoulder, down the trap, mastoid, SCM, clavicle around the outside. Thank you, Leo, for showing me this like a month ago. I love this little stroke. I think it's very nice. It's a nice little repetition. You're trying to always move your body so that you're not going into extension too much. Then we turn to the side, and we just go to the lower level of the SCM again. Top, and then we did a little pinching on the other side. So what Anderson has on the board, we're just going to repeat on both sides. That's pretty much going to be the routine, except for do some sort of dismount, as it were. I'd go back again, what we did at the beginning, just repeat the beginning. So just put repeat steps 1 through 3. Flat hands, circles, laminar groove. When you're working, if you find something that's interesting, stop. You're going to have probably 15 minutes a person, so you can have lots of time. I've been demoing for 10 minutes now, going very slow, talking, and it's still plenty of, this is a lot of stuff, right? This isn't as much as you necessarily need on any one client. But I really love just kind of feel, it's kind of Ouija board, see how it goes. When you get to the top, let's go ahead and do our occipital hold. Make sure you get in that occipital area. I go a little lower than motion with that protuberance. I want to get probably a half an inch behind, underneath that. Inferior, downwards. And just hold it up, make sure that chin comes up. Hold a minute. Gently let that head drop. And then we do that release on the head here. And we're through with the head. You may be going to the face, give some sort of sign that you're going to the face by maybe holding the head. You may be going on to the chest at this point, so you give some sort of idea that you're going that direction. Just give some sort of sign of where you're headed next. You can stop at that point, but I think it's always good for us to think about transitions. Okay? Any questions?